I didn't watch the Nintendo Switch presentation, but the one thing that caught my eye was Bowser's new suit.
What the fuck? He's so handsome!
A royal wedding? Yeah, to me! All truths aside, this trailer alone gives me a lot to talk about, and since I want my opinions to be validated, I'm making a YouTube video on it. I'm medfully excited Wait, what? Why did I type that into the script? I don't even know what I was trying to say. Alright, we're skipping that part. Before I get into the trailer, I should talk about the genre. When I saw it was an open world sandbox game, that piqued my interest. I could see how it's open world, but sandbox? Sandbox, like Gary's Mod, Minecraft, and Little Big Planet? Yeah, but also like No Man's Sky, GT, and Skyrim. Oh. So getting into the trailer, it starts Mario off in a city that I think is very reminiscent of Sonic Adventure. A lot of people draw comparisons to Sonic 06, but as soon as I saw that sewer, I was like, nope, this is Adventure, this is totally Sonic Adventure. What's even more jarring is that this doesn't look like a level. I mean, it is a level, but it doesn't look like one. I don't see anywhere to go, or any goal, or distinctive set pieces guiding me in the right direction. That's not a bad thing, because Super Mario 64 through Galaxy did the same, but dang, this really is open world, huh? People are already claiming that this is going to be miles better than Sonic, and while that probably is true, we haven't seen enough of it to determine what's actually different and better than what Sonic has done. This city looks just like Station Square, out of place, realistic people and everything. You could argue that Mario interacts with the environment more than Sonic does, but that's only because these environments are only hub worlds for Sonic. Stages like Speed Highway are much more interactive and seem like an actual Sonic level just with a city theme. That being said, that's not all this game has to offer. With an exclamation mark in the script for some reason. People seem to take this and say that this is how the entire game will be, and judging for the rest of the trailer, that's not true. What it looks like more to me is that Mario is going to be traveling a bunch of different places, all with their different art styles. There's a realistic art style, a Mexican art style, a Landsliders art style. This will also make the name Super Mario Odyssey make more sense. Speaking of Odyssey, this game seems to have a pretty big focus on hats. Bowser has a hat, there's a hat shop, Peach has a tiara instead of a crown, Mario rides a huge spaceship hat thing, and oh yeah, Mario's hat has eyes. This is pretty weird. Weird in the sense of why does Mario's hat have eyes, and also in the sense of why? I get Nintendo wants to be different with all their games, so they add a new gimmick to make the game different. But that's the thing, this time they don't need a gimmick. Look at this game, without the focus of hats it already stands out from any other Mario game. And while I don't mind the focus on hats, I think it could be kinda cool. It's kinda perplexing why they felt the need to do this. Oh, speaking of the Holocaust, I think that one gameplay mechanic where Mario throws his hat which allows him to jump on it could be a really cool and fun thing. I like mechanics in games where if you use techniques just right, you can get to places or do things creators didn't even intend for you to do. That's why I love the spin dash in Sonic so much. But this isn't a Sonic video, this is a video about Mario. And anyway, I think this hat thing can be kinda like all of those as long as Nintendo doesn't put too much restrictions on it, which would especially suck in an open world game. Ooh, you know what else? I swear Mario has been taking a more action-oriented Sonic-y direction lately. It's kind of recent, but I noticed it immediately in Super Mario Run. Mario's way more agile in that game, which is kind of off-putting because he's doing a lot of the stuff you expect to see from Sonic. He's running, rolling, flipping, just overall being a badass, and that's really fun, but at the same time kinda different. And then they continue that streak in this game with Mario in what's essentially Station Square with some sort of new spin dash move? I don't know man, we'll just have to win to see. Which is kind of funny because for a while there, Sonic was taking a more Mario-y route too, with Sonic Lost World and everything, but you already know how I feel about that game. Looking at this entire trailer, I think this game's gotta have a bigger plot than we're used to behind it. Just look at all this, Bowser's getting married to Peach, Mario's hat, Mario's traveling, especially in that spaceship. What's this thing, what's that thing, what's to do with that stuff and this stuff? I'm sorry, but I don't think there's any way you can sticker star this plot. It's probably going to be greater than we're used to, and thank God. Honestly, I don't give that much of a if Nintendo reuses the whole Bowser kidnaps Peach plot because that's just kind of Mario's thing, but after all the dumbing down they've been doing, dang would a bigger story be refreshing. You know what else is refreshing? Ice sparkling honey lime red tea. You know what else is refreshing? Original bosses again. Haha, see ya Koopalings, come back where you're not used as cop-out end of the world bosses. Also, I really hope they don't reuse voice clips from past games as heavily as they did in the trailer. Just on my first watch, I counted 4 different voice clips that were reused, out of the few that were actually in it. And yes, that included the overdone voice of Peach yelling. Listen, I like that line, a lot. I love how it was delivered, and it was probably one of the best performances I've seen out of a Mario actor so far, because I can feel the emotion in the voice in that line. I like it. But apparently so does Nintendo because they've been using that voice clip in almost every game since Galaxy. Also, the graphics look pretty nice. I can tell almost everything in this trailer isn't CGI but actually in-game graphics. You can tell by the slightly noticeable polygons and the slight model clipping. And if these are truly the in-game graphics, then dang, that's pretty impressive. Look at that, you can see each individual strand of Mario's hair. That's kinda weird, but cool. I wouldn't say it's miles better than how the Wii U looked, but I don't mind it that much since it looks pretty cool. Also, Mario has a small redesign. Well, technically he's had this for a while, but I think it's most noticeable here than it's ever been. I kinda like it, though I prefer how the shoes were not too long ago. It looks like he's wearing Cinderella's glass slippers now. But at times he looks weird. I love the more cartoonish animations, but it seems like they forgot to make expressions not creepy. Part of it is his mouth. It's too big. Whenever he opens it, it looks like he's ready to eat
spaghetti.
Actually, there are a million different things different with its design and... Actually, there are a million things different with it. Oh my... I'm done trying to say this line. Just say it in your heads. I don't care. Last thing. Music. Last thing. Music. It sounds kind of orchestrated to me. Maybe this is just a trailer theme so they wanted to go all out. I meant to say all out. But maybe this game also has orchestrated music like Galaxy, and if it does, that'd be good. One last thing before I wrap things up. I think it's pretty clear that this game is still in development. Are all these cars supposed to be taxis and... Did those people just fade out of existence? Anyway, that's all I have to talk about.